Drink Cinema! Cheers.
Holy moly, what a setup.
Jeez, we are professionale.
All right, welcome to another episode of To Drink Cinema. We are in the new Two Brothers Entertainment studio.
Yes.
Which...
Also known as Lee's Garage.
Hey, don't give too much away. Although if you follow us on the socials, you'll see the time-lapse video of my garage becoming a studio.
Yes.
Obviously, there's still things to work out as I adjust the microphone while we're recording.
Yeah.
That's better.
Done.
This week we are doing Aladdin. Bing! I might put it on the
Who
screen.
knows?
Who knows? Copyright, Disney, we know, can sue.
Prince Abubu.
There's a lot to say about this one. It is very nostalgic, which is why I'm wearing my most nostalgic T-shirt.
Yes.
Video Easy. I don't think in the foreign countries they had Video Easy. I think Blockbuster is the global
Blockbuster,
one.
yeah. Is
But I don't think in the America they had a Video Easy.
Yes. I don't think they did. They just would have had Blockbuster and some sort of other version.
Video Easy,
They would have
I
had the
think,
Pepsi version.
still kind of exists in like vending machine form in some places.
I know that there's those other red somethings.
Yeah.
Thing, anyway.
I think I've seen
I've
Video
never
Easy
done it.
booths.
I don't think they exist. They don't need to exist anymore.
No.
Come on. Well, there are a lot of movies that you would consider great movies that aren't on streaming anywhere.
Apparently, what some people at Blockbuster said, hey, let's look into this streaming thing. They're like, nah.
We'll be fine.
Netflix,
We're fucking Blockbuster.
And this was when Netflix was just starting to move from sending you the disc and you send it back. That's how Netflix started.
Yeah.
And it was starting to move into streaming. And they were like, nah, don't think so. But one issue
Probably would have rented Aladdin from
Oh, yeah.
Blockbuster or Video Easy.
We
were a Blockbuster family.
I have it on DVD. And I think because Blockbuster was closer.
Blockbuster was at the one next to the fish and chips.
Next to the pizza shop.
Well, yeah, it went Blockbuster, pizza, fish and chips.
Yeah. But
Bakery.
when I moved
Pharmacy.
out of home,
Yeah.
Video Easy was the closest.
When I moved out of home, Video Easy didn't exist.
One issue, though, I had with the streaming is that my Disney Plus had no sound.
Which is weird because mine was fine
Yeah.
and had a disclaimer, which we'll chat about.
I thought I was going to
when we
have to
get
watch
to
it.
an R
I thought I was going to have to watch it on DVD. Ooh. But I had it on 4K Ultra HD.
Probably looked better than mine did then.
Probably. Anyway, Aladdin is what we're doing.
We are watching
And
Aladdin.
We have an Aladdin's Wish cocktail.
Oh, is that what we're calling it?
Now, apologies.
You have to have 3 of them?
Yeah. No, you have to have 2 and then give one away.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Apologies to viewers. This could not be showing up on your screen right now because we have a
leave it
green
here.
screen.
It'll show up there.
So you'll see it here. But the picture that's on our socials will come up. So it has all of these things that are on our little Coke fridge side table here. Cointreau, tequila, peach schnapps, blue curacao, lemon juice, lime juice, and it's topped with pineapple juice on ice in a
Yes.
glass. It's meant to have gold glitter on it, but I thought that's almost as extra as Jafar. Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh,
I'm good with that.
that's good.
Blue curacao and pineapple juice, like what can go wrong?
Ooh,
Really?
that's good.
That is a good one, actually.
While it's filled, it is intense, and the heat is intense. I don't know why I said it like Dracula
If I was walking through the desert...
of
geez,
Arabia.
Nosferatu, you're throwing back to.
The heat is intense.
Although Nosferatu didn't talk.
One wish. I
I
will
am
give that a
giving-
solid 4.5.
Agreed. Now, drinking in the movie, 0. Both
fat
because
0.
it's a kid's movie and because it's in an Arab country. I
Oh,
assume.
yeah, and undescribed Arab country.
Agrabah,
Nobody drinks anything at all. Like, not even water.
which you'd think in the desert is something they would want to drink.
So it's a 0.
They do have a fountain in the palace, so it's not like they're short of water
Yeah.
in the palace.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Aladdin's place doesn't have water.
Aladdin's place, well, he lives on the street, so does he really even have a place? Maybe we'll get into that.
He has that loft apartment
Yeah, it's got a great view.
that once Agrabah becomes gentrified, that's $1 million loft.
That is. I
Great
hope
view.
he owns it.
Great view. Well, if he's been squatting there long enough,
Squatters' rights, yeah.
what is it, 9.5 years or something?
I don't know. I don't know if they have the same squatters' rights in Agrabah.
In undisclosed Arab country.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a 4.5 for the alcoholic score on the RGQ De Niro. For new listeners, we score all our movies on the RGQ De Niro scale, named after our mentor and possibly or possibly not for legal reasons related, RGQ De Niro.
Yes.
A stands for alcoholic, which includes how alcoholic the movie is and how good our cocktail is.
That is correct.
So it's a 4.5. The R in Archie refers to the representation.
Yes.
And there are things to say.
As I said, Disney Plus has a disclaimer at the beginning of some movies now.
Lots of movies, from what I've heard.
What's the first one I've watched that has the disclaimer on it?
The original
I haven't watched
Fantasia.
Song of the South yet, though.
Yeah, the original
So-
Fantasia has a pretty hectic disclaimer.
Really?
Yeah, because it's got one that for a long time they didn't show because it has
I don't remember.
Mammy-style looking characters in it.
Oh, okay.
Not Gone with the Wind Mammy.
No.
Al Jolson
Yeah,
Mammy.
okay, right.
Yeah.
This program includes negative depictions and or mistreatment of people or cultures. These stereotypes were wrong then and are wrong now. Rather than remove this content, we want to acknowledge its harmful impact, learn from it, and spark conversation to create a more inclusive future.
Okay, that's a good approach, I think.
Yeah,
That's better than
that's better than take it off and never watch it.
that review we read the other week of For Gone with the
Oh,
Wind.
all history before 1920 should be removed.
In which case this survives, but
Well, so does yeah.
so does Gone with the Wind actually, yes. But it is interesting. It's not done particularly well, but I
Yes.
don't think it's done particularly badly. Like they aren't
They're not making. Oh,
the American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee,
yes.
right, had big issues with the film. One of the things that changed was the opening song, Arabian Nights,
Yeah.
because there was a line in it where it said, where they cut off your ear if they don't like your face.
What?
Yeah,
That
because
makes no sense. That's also just a bad lyric.
yeah, the line that follows it, it's barbaric, but hey, it's home, stayed.
Oh, and that
It was replaced with where it's flat and
What is
immense.
the word?
and
And the heat is immense.
it's flat and immense, and the heat is intense.
Right.
They had that committee had a few issues with the movie overall,
Yes.
including the two protagonists, Aladdin and Jasmine, and I guess the Sultan and Jafar had anglicised accents
Yes.
and were drawn, other than the Sultan. Well, the Sultan actually was drawn quite Americanised.
Yep. And
But
white.
the people in the village and the street
Yep.
were drawn much more caricaturely and had stronger accents.
Yeah.
Interesting from that, the live action remake, same thing.
Yeah. I haven't seen it.
Aladdin and Jasmine.
I refuse to watch it.
Aladdin and Jasmine sound very Americanized
Yeah.
But everyone else, other than terrible Will Smith Genie, quite an Arabic accent.
Right.
So
Haven't
while
seen it.
the live action one was applauded in a way because it cast actors from the region
Yep.
rather than all of the voices in this animated one were not of the region. They still quite Americanized the voices of Aladdin and Jasmine,
Yeah.
which is the same criticism as they had of the 1992 one.
Yeah. So they didn't learn much.
No.
Yeah.
But also, Robin Williams' accents, as good as they are not as
Appropriate?
accepted now
Yeah.
or appropriate. And they probably weren't so appropriate then. Although I guess there's the argument of he's doing impressions of all sorts of things.
Yeah, it's not like he's just doing an impression of an Arabic person.
Yeah, and he's not being an Arabic voice of Genie the whole time.
No. Or at all.
And there is a bit of a fan theory that street peddler is the Genie at the start.
But he's trapped in a bottle.
No, he's not. He's free because it's going back and telling the story of the lamp.
Oh, so he
that
completely
street
changes
peddler-
his appearance. Okay.
That street peddler is the Genie meeting people on the street, telling the story of the lamp.
I like that. That's a good theory. I
Yeah.
like that.
And so that's why he's putting on an accent to be a street peddler in undisclosed Arab country.
Yeah. Okay. That doesn't make it much better.
He shouldn't be
But it's
putting on an
so
accent.
also obviously Robin Williams.
Well, once you know, you know.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, yeah, it is him. But he didn't sing Arabian Nights.
No. Because singing Friend Like Me, you'll be like, there are different voices that one is much better than the other. Not
Yeah.
that Friend Is Me is sung badly. Friend Like Me, sorry.
It's
sung
just
badly.
sung very Robin Williams-y.
Yeah.
Because for Friend Like Me and Prince Ali, there's so many impersonations in there that you couldn't have the guy that sang Arabian Nights sing for him.
Exactly.
For representation, we need to give a score.
Yeah, I am. Look, it's not great. Like a 0.5, I don't know, or a 0.
Entertainment Weekly ranked Aladdin in a list of most controversial films in history due to the having to change
Okay.
the lyrics of Arabian Nights. Not that Entertainment Weekly is what we're basing our whole thing on.
Right.
What did you give it?
Well, I was going to say a 0.5 or a 0, really. But, like...
Yeah. 0.5. It's not bad representation, but it's not good representation.
No. Okay, 0.5.
0.5.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you cry?
Right. So, regular listeners will understand when my first eyes moistened. When he gave his bread to the kids,
Oh, he's such a nice guy, Aladdin.
I didn't cry when Aladdin and Jasmine got together in the end. Because I'm
Okay.
like, love. I cried when he I cried when he gave his bread to the kid.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's such a nice guy and happiness and
And carbs
helping
don't help
kids.
with bulking.
no, he's way too fit to be a street person.
Yeah. Like he's stealing protein powder and meat.
Yeah. Although he's swinging around a lot. The street gym in Agrabah must be better than that one at Venice Beach, I reckon.
That one at Venice Beach.
You know at Venice Beach all the
Oh,
bodybuilders
yeah.
go
Yeah.
and work at it. It must be pretty good in Agrabah
Yeah.
for him to be that fit on stolen apples and
Or
bread.
it's better than the shitty ones they've got along the Maribyrnong River.
If they're still there.
If they're still, they're probably washed away in the flood. But it's just like some plastic blue thing that you just like cross trainer.
Yeah. Or it's just a plank with a bar on it and you do your sit-ups.
Yeah.
Although he does have to swing and climb a lot.
Yes.
He's like CrossFit, parkour fit. Anyway, I cried when he gave his bread to the kid. Well, that was the ice cream.
That was ice. You cried when he gave the bread to the kid.
Yep.
All right.
I cried when Jafar was beaten and ended up in the lamp
Okay.
because they're all happy that they won.
Yep.
And then I cried again. Not full cried. It was all like heavy moistening of my eyes.
Right.
All right. Only one tear flowed
Okay.
when Aladdin hugged Genie at the end.
Oh, I'm growing fond of you. Oh.
Yeah.
Not that I want to pick out curtains or anything.
Yeah. That's another representation, actually, that I didn't write in my notes. There were a couple of people that criticised that when he becomes the fashion designer, he's really camp, Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And then when he rescues Aladdin and he says, not that I want to pick out curtains with you or anything,
Yeah.
as not representing gay people well.
I mean, it's what century Arabia?
Yeah. No, but like the producers actually like asked gay people that they know, and he's like, yeah, I know fashion designers like that.
Yeah. It's a stereotype, but
But also like the joke's a bit of a joke. Saying not that I want to pick out curtains with you or anything, it's not homophobic.
it's not. It's just I don't want to
Just
move
saying,
in with you.
I don't want to live with you.
Yeah.
I'm growing fond of you as a friend.
Yeah.
And he's like, not that I want to pick out curtains with you or anything. He's not saying that in a bad way. It's a joke. Anyway, that's an aside. No, when he hugs Genie at the end after the Genie was freed.
Right. And then he goes to Disneyland.
Yeah. So I'm going to give it a 2.5 for my
Two and a
crying.
half for your crying.
It's been a while since I cried at a film.
I didn't cry. I can get the moistening when it's the end. It's all like, oh, he's free. He's still a nice guy. He chose the Genie over love. Oh, but then they hooked up anyway and they got together in the end anyway.
Well, because am I Sultan or am I Sultan?
Well, he's not Sultan.
No, the Sultan says, am I Sultan or am I Sultan? And then changes the law, which he could have done the whole
Which he
time.
could have done 2 hours ago.
Yeah. No movie. I don't want to marry you. I want to marry this guy. Okay. Done.
Law changed. A Whole New World, not the song.
No.
They sing A Whole New World. It's not a love song. It's a We Changed the Law. That's the Whole New World.
Oh, it's like that Brand New Day song in the movie Brand New Day.
I thought you were talking about The Wiz.
Oh, no. The movie Brand New Day. Yes, so that's... Tell me something how you would score this. I went to see Come From Away again recently, which I highly recommend if it's still on when this episode is released.
Yep.
That everybody goes and sees. The opening number is a full chorus number.
Yes.
Right? And I love
Not
full
uncommon.
chorus numbers, so my eyes moistened.
Your eyes moistened because it was a full chorus number,
Yeah.
not because of the content of the song.
No. But then my eyes remained moist until the bows. How do I
Okay.
score that film?
Well, you didn't cry like a
No, I actually shed
3.
tears
Well, it sounds like a 5
at a
to
couple
me.
of points. It's off the scale. Like my eyes were moist for 2 hours.
They're still moist now.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. My eyes are moistened. When 12 people sing together, it just does me in.
God, no wonder you cried the whole time you were in a choir.
It makes me miss being in a choir.
That's what it is, isn't it?
It's nostalgia.
It's nostalgia moistening. It's moist to nostalgia. That sounds terrible.
Speaking of moist,
Speaking of moist.
horny scale.
All right.
Okay, actually, we should have done a warning. If you see Aladdin 1992 and think, I'm going to listen to this one with the kids on the way to school, don't.
Well, you don't.
Hopefully you've already realised that.
Okay.
He is instantly
He is
horny.
Bang horny for Jasmine.
I
Well,
wrote
and those prostitutes.
that he can't afford.
And the women, half the women in the town are horny for him.
That's true. That whole, every woman that he comes across in that one Jump Ahead song.
Still, I think he's rather tasty.
He
5.
is tasty. I don't know, same year, but I don't know if him or Zach from Fern Gully was my first movie crush.
Ooh, interesting.
Terrible. They're both cartoon.
They're both cartoons. Okay. Aladdin is the hottest Disney prince, end of argument.
If anyone says otherwise,
If anybody
they're just
comes to me with Prince Eric, fuck off.
no.
I don't even know which movie he's from.
He's
He's
a Little Mermaid.
Yeah, right. Is he black now too?
No, he shouldn't be. No,
Joke. That is a
can
joke.
be. He can
It's a
be.
joke.
I just can't understand why people are like, it needs to be true to life and be blonde, be redhead.
All
how
the
many-
fictional characters of mermaids
No,
are traditionally
I
white.
just want to go to those people and be, how many mermaids have you seen? And how many of them were redheads? Then come back to me with an argument.
Well, how many were white? That's like.
Yeah. Well, who knows? They're
And if
probably-
they are real, they can have different races within.
I'm sure they would. Jason Momoa is Hawaiian, and Amber Heard is a bitch.
There you go.
They're
what
an
has-
they're an Aquaman.
yeah,
So they're not technically mermaids, but
she's not in Aquaman 2, though. And I think there would also be mer people that are flipped the other way.
fish head legs.
Yeah,
Maybe that's how Eric ends up in this new version.
maybe.
Also, true to the source material, the reason mermaids have such lovely voices is because they sing and the sailors run
Yeah.
their boats into the rocks
They,
and die.
they lure them into their deaths.
Have you heard the term siren song?
Yeah,
That's a mermaid singing lovely, red hair or black hair, who knows?
yeah.
No, and no one can tell you because
also-
the people that see the mermaids crash into the rocks and get drowned.
Also, Little Mermaid is a story about a drag queen that tricks a young woman into stealing her voice. So it's all just fucking made up shit.
Speaking
so,
of
anyway.
Ursula, how is Ursula a bigger gay icon than Jafar?
Oh, because Ursula's a drag queen, and drag queens outrank just gay men. They're like, next level.
Because he's so extra.
It's like gay men, drag queen, pop singers.
And if this... so it's Jafar,
It's Jafar, Ursula,
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. Yes.
Because she's the combination of it's got the drag queen's outfits,
Yeah.
the extraness of the gay man,
Yeah.
and the dance songs, and the disco stick. What more do you need?
Prince Boo Boo.
He's so... And he's got his little Gilbert Gottfried /
God,
could have
Gilbert
been Harvey
Gottfried.
Firestein, on his shoulder the whole time.
I got pretty tired of Gilbert Gottfried's voice after a little bit. Like, it's just like, it's very grating.
It is, but it's also funny when he says a full line, and then has to correct himself and say it as a parrot.
Yeah. It's just like, what? Oh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was almost the exact same noise.
When they first wrote the characters of Jafar and Jafar was going to be angry like Iago is.
Also, what straight man has a bird as a pet? Just putting that out there as well.
Yeah, especially one like that.
Especially a colourful parrot.
I think Jafar and Iago sum up the two sides of every gay man. Extra or just fucking angry at
Just
the world.
a bitch. Ecstatic. That was a Jafar line as well. Your eternal reward.
And then when he screams when he gets the lamp. So extra.
And he has a few costume changes as well.
If he had a song, so I go to the gay pub karaoke sometimes.
Yeah.
Every second time I go,
Yep.
Ursula's song from Little Mermaid is sung by
Yes.
someone.
Okay. Right.
If Jafar had a song, they would alternate, I reckon.
Maybe he has one in Jafar 4. Jafar Takes the Census. Family Guy, we're saving that for later.
Aladdin 2 Return
Aladdin 2
of Jafar.
Return of Jafar. He probably has a song. But also in this...
It actually opens with a song by him, like the start of Temple of Doom, where Kate Capshaw just has her own song and dance number. It's just Jafar doing a song and dance number, and Iago on the stilts leading a dancing troupe of canning flamingos.
Canning flamingos who are also horny.
Flamingo
And
super
gay.
horny for Flamingo super horny for Iago.
Yep.
And what does Iago say? I wrote it down.
I didn't... I just wrote horny flamingo.
No, I didn't write it down. Unfortunately.
But hey, ladies are horny for Aladdin. Aladdin's horny for Jasmine. Jasmine becomes horny for Aladdin. Or is it love, not horniness? There's a fine line.
No, there's no result of horniness. They don't have kids in this movie. And then added the flamingo horniness. I reckon it's,
I want to say like a 3.
I was going to say a 2.75.
We'll say a 3. That's fine.
I've been overruled.
Well, we can't compromise and do a 2.93.
2.91 it probably would be.
Yeah.
No, we can't.
No, 2, 5, 12 and a half.
2.2, it would be 2.925.
2.895.
The eye of Archie
875.
is for insults.
Oh, well.
Do we need to pause to sort your mic
How
stand
many,
out or what?
how many times does he get called a street rat?
There's a whole song of it.
Yeah, true.
12 times in one song.
Riff
But
raff,
before that-
street rat.
Before that, when Jafar says the little guy that, I brought you the other side of the thing.
Yeah.
My whatever. My pungent friend. He's quite droll with his insults. Is Jafar.
Yeah.
Street rat, riff raff,
Riff raff. Scoundrel.
take that or something.
Something.
Then also, Aladdin says, not every day you see a horse with 2 rear ends.
Yeah, with that guy riding a horse.
The other suitor.
You're born a street rat and you'll die a street rat, and only your fleas will mourn you. I don't know if he exactly
he's
says it like that.
And they don't have fleas. And then he's like, oh, shit, I do have fleas.
Yeah.
Probably because you live with a monkey.
It's actually a good insult. Only your fleas will mourn you.
Yeah.
If
I
you know
ever
someone with fleas.
decide to insult a homeless person, which I wouldn't,
No.
I would use it.
Okay. I can't wait to that day.
They're not usable insults.
You two-faced son of a jackal, somebody calls someone. Oh, the Sultan calls Jafar.
Yes. You two-faced son of a jackal.
But you're so old.
It's hard to know how old he is.
Jafar.
He's obviously older than Aladdin.
Well, gays always look younger than they are. That's the thing as well.
So he could be 100.
He has a good skincare routine.
He's got to have some makeup on too.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely got some eye makeup
And
on.
very manicured in the facial hairs. Yeah, more than me, certainly.
Yes.
I was going to straighten my beard, but I was too busy setting up the studio.
I don't know if it's an insult, but he says to Jasmine, you're speechless. That's a good quality in a wife.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that should go in insults or in representation. Because, yeah. Insults,
I don't know, like a 1?
nah,
Oh, we
2.
have separate things on
I'm
this.
giving it a 2.5.
Okay, I'll give it a 2. You can give it a 2.5.
Because just calling him Prince... I've got an ice in my mouth.
Prince Abubu.
Just calling him the wrong name all the time
Prince Abubu.
is insulting as well. Enclosure.
You know what? Separate when he's in the dungeony thing, right, Aladdin, and then the creepy old man comes up and is like, you have to go to the Cave of Wonders.
Yep, that's the old man from scene 24 in Monty Python Holy Grail.
Yes.
But it's same concept, same idea.
Did we then, and then like Iago pops up, it's like, Jafar, do we need to be like told that it's Jafar that way?
Children might.
Yeah, okay. It is a kid's movie, isn't it?
Because it's an incredible disguise.
Yeah.
Like, if he was on Drag Race...
Well, no, that's him normal. Him as Jafar is...
Him in drag.
Yeah. Yeah. So, there you go.
Well, that's an enclosure, literally an enclosure, because he's in the prison. But
Look,
we've mentioned he lives
there's a
in that
palace.
loft studio apartment.
Yeah. But there's a palace. But Genie lives in a bottle.
In a lamp, not a Christina Aguilera.
No, not
Or a
a
Barbara
I Dream
Eden.
of Genie.
2.
I reckon a compromise on a 2 as well.
Some of the American movies we've watched, the rent on the space that Aladdin lives in would be ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's as big as Monica's apartment in Friends.
Yeah, with a better view. Because there's no big, fat, ugly, naked guy,
Except
whatever
when
they
the
call
Sultan is bathed,
True.
because he is overweight
Yes, he is.
and he's little.
He's a little overweight man. But yeah, because it's like lamp, castle, palace, whatever we're calling it, in between.
Cave of Wonders is big too.
That's true.
And the
But it gets
genie
destroyed.
the carpet lives in the Cave of Wonders. I don't think... Does it get destroyed or just sealed?
All the treasure gets melted.
Oh, by the lava. So imagine if you dug that up
And found like
looking for
solid gold.
oil when you created a war for no reason
Yeah.
in that region. Not that I'm saying anyone's done that.
No, nobody's done that.
And then you didn't discover oil. You
Discovered
discovered
gold.
molten gold.
Not Texas tea, not black gold, but gold.
Gold.
Texas tea.
But it all melted with sand through it. And like precious stones. It'd be like a nougat of gold.
It's a nougat of gold.
Yeah.
Like a Cadbury gold. Right, so E in
for
enclosure is the end of Archie. So Q is for quotability.
Is this an insult or not? Her mother wasn't nearly so picky.
Or I don't... Well,
He doesn't realise
he's kind
it's
of
an insult,
insulting himself.
but he doesn't realise it's an
No,
insult.
he's not the smartest sultan in the sultan jar. No,
In the
it's
Emirates.
sultanas.
Not the smartest sultan in the Emirates. I texted this one to you. Wake up and smell the hummus.
Because I unintentionally, when I watched Aladdin, ate hummus.
Oh, that sounded like A. Thomas.
Ate hummus. I was eating hummus. Hummus on a cracker.
Is not a great way to say it. I
Watch
couldn't
out,
keep
they
up.
spit.
I couldn't keep up with Genie.
That furs and vest combo was so third century. Pretty much everything he said you could quote if you picked it up.
Yeah.
Talk about your trunk space. That was when he made into an elephant.
Fabulous June. I love the feathers.
1,000 bad guys with swords.
It's
I don't know, just random quotable quotes.
Apparently, there was something like 16 hours of which we did Fern Gully, and they had something like 10 hours of batty stuff to work through.
Yeah.
16 hours, and there's a video which I'll share on our socials of some of the outtakes that were put on the Blu-ray release. And the animators shared after Robin Williams passed of just the outtakes of all of the impersonation, not all, a lot of the impersonations.
Well, you couldn't keep up with the impersonations. At one stage, I think it was Joan Rivers, and it was De Niro was in there, Nicholson was in there, Johnny Carson was in there. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I can't bring people back from the dead. And there's just so many. I'm going to share that on the socials. Because it's just so good.
It always reminds me we mentioned previously in the Poltergeist episode that the Family Guy, Peter Geist, finds a skull and then goes, "Hey, I'm Robin Williams, blah blah blah, black voice, blah blah blah, gay Elmer Fudd." Something, I don't know why that reminded me. Prince Abubu. Prince Abubu.
I do like when he's
Obviously, that's quotable. I've said it 18 times.
when he's being the little bee and he's trying to feed the lines to Aladdin.
Yeah.
He's like, "Jasmine, you say you're punctual," and then he says punctual. It's funny.
Tell her the truth. I did like at the end when he's like, I'm history. And I'm like, no, I'm mythology.
Yeah.
Clever.
He's just like non-stop.
Yeah, it's crazy. But in terms of actual usable quotes.
Wake up and smell the hummus.
You could use that, just replace hummus with anything.
Talk about your trunk space is good.
Yeah.
But when is my pet monkey ever going to get turned into an elephant so I can use that?
Yeah, true. If you go to the zoo, talk about trunk space.
Yeah, then people will be like,
especially if you say it like Mae West. Talk about your trunk space.
I'm not sure it's day-to-day quotable.
No.
1.5.
Yeah, okay.
Because the lines are very good.
I'm going to give it a 2. So
one other thing about quotes, if we're talking about dialogue. Oh, no. One line I liked is when Iago says, the Sultan says to Jafar, "You vile betrayer." And then Iago goes, "That's Sultan vile." Hang on. No, I can't do it.
You can't do it.
You can't do a Gilbert Godfrey.
That was
Sultan vile betrayer to you. That's Sultan. No, I can't do it. That's Sultan vile betrayer to you. But then Jafar's puns, terrible. I mean, he's a sorcerer and he's changing them all into things at the end.
Yeah.
These are what he's like, "Your time is up," and then he zaps her into the hourglass. "Don't toy with me," and then he turns a boo into a little
toy. Yeah.
little toy. "Things are unraveling fast," and then he unravels. Then he says, "Get the point," and then he puts the swords around Aladdin. "I'm just getting warmed up," and then he starts a fire.
Do you think
Terrible
it's meant to be
puns.
like the genies are good, so he's a bad?
Remember, everybody, Jafar is not voiced by Robin Williams.
Yeah. Prince Al Boo.
One line that another people complained about was that they thought that Aladdin says when he's on the balcony and the tiger comes and threatens him, people thought that he said, "Good teenagers, take off your clothes." And people are like, no, that's saying that those two teenagers, which you would assume they would be, Jasmine and Aladdin,
Yep.
are going to have sex, and it's encouraging promiscuity. What he says is, "Good tiger, take off and go."
Why would he say good teenagers take off your clothes?
I don't know, but
People are fucking stupid.
Mumsnet and Common Sense Media,
Yeah.
those people
Fucking idiots.
thought that he said, "Good teenagers, take off your clothes."
Nah. Dumb.
Terrible.
I might quote that though. Oh, that makes me sound like a pedophile. Jesus. Ooh. Okay.
Good tigers, take off your
Good
clothes.
tigers take off your
when
clothes
you're at the footy
when I'm
next
at the
year.
footy.
Not that I'm saying the footy isn't on now. AFLW.
Oh yeah, but I don't want them to take off
Yeah,
their clothes.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And neither does Jafar.
Oh, no. Aladdin does, though.
D is for in
Drink.
De Niro is for drink. Look, there is no Coke or Pepsi in this movie.
No.
I wouldn't have been surprised if they did put some random product placement in there.
If the genie did.
Yeah.
Like if the genie comes out drinking a can of Coke or something.
Yeah.
It's some kind of joke. But they didn't.
But they didn't.
So it's a zero.
Unfortunately, that is a zero.
Yeah.
The E for in De Niro stands for endurance. Now,
The Endurance is interesting because it still stands up as a film, but they've made a live action one anyway.
which is worse?
Just in case their first one couldn't endure, they've made a live action one.
Yeah. I think it is the songs hold up. The endurance obviously gets blurred by the representation of it all.
You see, story-wise, I think just story-wise, it's good.
Yeah.
But having set it in undisclosed Arab country makes representation a thing that it has to deal with.
Right. But it is based on an Arabian tale.
Yeah, yeah. But you could have just taken the story.
That's true.
Like 10 Things I Hate
but
About
then is
You.
that worse representation because you're taking the story and just selling it somewhere else?
Romeo and Juliet is not set in Verona. Verona.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. The backyard could be on Verona Street.
That's probably how
That
they
would
did
have been fun. If they didn't do that,
Well, no,
you're
10,
dumb.
10 Things I Hate About You. Isn't the school named after the town or something?
Where are they from? I should know.
Padua?
Padua.
Isn't it Padua Falls High School or something in 10 Things I Hate
Probably.
About You?
I haven't seen that
Because
for a
the
while.
Taming of the Shrew is set there.
Taming of the Shrew is Padua, and so is Kiss Me Kate.
Kiss Me Kate was set in Padua, actually.
Because
Was it?
Kiss Me Kate is the telling of them making Taming of the Shrew.
Yeah, but what's Kiss Me Kate set in Padua?
Kiss Me Kate is in real life.
Yeah, but where was it set?
On a fucking LA?
Okay.
What do
Just,
you-
I don't remember. You were in it.
Yeah, but like Kiss Me Kate is them
Yeah.
making, but they didn't go to Padua. Which
Okay, I'm
is
just-
that a real place?
Yeah,
Okay, sure.
in Italy.
Wouldn't know.
William Shakespeare never went outside of England, but all of his plays are set there.
Yeah. This is what I think Denmark is like.
Yeah. And I'm going to set Verona like this. I reckon families fight in Verona. That's
Endurance.
good representation.
Look.
Classic animation.
I think it is almost my favourite Disney movie.
It's my favourite Disney prince. I'm on record.
The animation is good.
Yes.
I think that animation has come so far that everything looks dated.
Yeah, I was thinking that when
Now
kids,
that it's all,
when kids go to the movie,
CGI and-
are they expecting Toy Story,
are they expecting
Or-
Frozen,
Inside Out? But
Encanto or whatever?
Frozen and Encanto are a bit more the classic animation style. There was actually hand-drawn stuff in both of those.
Yeah.
But combined. But are kids expecting more realistic, more 3D stuff like Toy Story or Shrek
Yeah.
now? Or would kids enjoy this?
Our kids would enjoy it.
We should have asked the brother,
If our nieces haven't seen this,
the third brother with the kids.
kind of called Child Protective Services. I think that the look, I don't know.
This is what I think. I think the story is good enough that we don't think about necessarily the datedness of the animation. I
No.
think when we're going into an animated movie, we are very good at suspending reality.
Yep.
Like,
Unless you're the Little Mermaid. Unless you're racist.
when we go into an animated movie, we're very good at suspending reality. Like Frozen, we're like, this is how people look.
Yep.
Or Aladdin, even this one, this is how people look. You know, Marvel, that's basically an animated movie. We just suspend reality
Yes.
for 2 hours or 2.5 or 2 3/4. And it's because of that I think you can watch an animated movie from any time. Like, I didn't know how old The Little Mermaid was until recently.
Right.
I remember watching The Little Mermaid in early primary school. And so in my head for a long time, I thought The Little Mermaid came out in like 1992.
Yeah, okay.
And
Well, they all like are the same.
part of that is because the animation style
Yes.
from golden era Disney is pretty the same of Renaissance, 80s, 90s Disney. But you could get our 4-year-old niece and show her Snow White, Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Frozen, and because they're all animated,
Yes.
she'd be as happy to watch all of them.
Yep.
But if you showed a average special effects movie from the 80s,
Yeah.
like if you got the 11-year-olds and showed them Labyrinth, they'd be like, what the fuck is this puppet business? They hopefully wouldn't say fuck.
Well,
Okay, what is this puppet
what's
business?
this fucking pub business, Uncle Lee?
But if you showed them original Fantasia 2000, they'd watch them the same,
Yeah.
except for the racist one.
Yeah.
So I think endurance-wise, I'm giving this a 375.
375. Cool.
Because I know we've scored it low on the representation, but I don't think I still don't fully think it's bad representation.
I'm giving it a
not good
3.5
representation. Okay.
for it's like the representation does go down a bit. There are some bits that you would make differently, and the look is a bit dated.
What's more dated, I'll come back to it again, is that scene where Neo fights all the Agent Smith in the second Matrix.
Yes.
That's more dated than the movie from 1992.
Yeah, but I think it's weird because the other in my mind, the other movies, Disney movies in the 90s, like Hercules and The Emperor's New Groove,
Hercules
right,
have dated more.
have dated more than like this and Beauty and the Beast.
Lion King, not dated at all.
Nah.
It's interesting.
It's like they went, all right, we're going to make these ones and put fucking all our money in. Then we'll make some like Hercules and that with not as much money.
I think with Hercules,
Sorry, Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Hercules, they spend all their fucking money on Phil Collins.
Yeah. No, that was Tarzan.
Oh, whatever. I haven't seen them.
I need to revise because, yeah.
Talking about endurance, the live action Lion King and Aladdin in 30
animated.
years are not going to endure.
No, because if I have a kid, I'm not going to be like, let's watch Aladdin, the live action. I'm going to be, we're watching the animated one.
Yeah. If Will Smith.
Yeah, nah.
I haven't watched all of the live action Aladdin. I've watched 15 minutes and I was like, ugh, no.
I haven't watched it.
I wanted to walk up on stage and slap Will Smith.
Yeah.
Get Genie's words out your mouth.
I'm
right.
giving it a 3.5 for endurance.
I
Did
gave it a
already say that?
3.75.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Nostalgia.
I'm not huge on the nostalgia for this one.
Oh, really?
I'm wearing my most nostalgic T-shirt.
So am I. I've got huge nostalgia for Marlon Brando.
No, because I can't think as a kid of... I don't have good, big memories of as a kid watching this.
Really?
Like I do The Little Mermaid.
I do.
I cried at The
I
Little
would
Mermaid.
say I have more nostalgia for like Beauty and the Beast. Oh, Angela. Lansbury.
Angela. If I hadn't have drunk this really good cocktail already, I would have poured one out. And I'm not pouring all of
All
this
the
tequila
tequila.
out.
Well, she could have liked tequila. Who knows? That made me sad because I grew up
Yeah.
like,
Bedknobs and broomsticks.
yeah,
Mum was telling people you loved her character in The Beauty and the Beast.
yeah. I loved Chip even more. I had a little toy. There was a little Chip cup.
A friend of mine, your ex-landlord, played Chip on
Friend of mine, my ex-landlord.
on Melbourne.
Oh,
On
yeah.
the actual Melbourne.
It's my ex-landlord. What?
On the actual like Melbourne production of Beauty and the Beast, he was one of the Chips.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I just remembered that out of nowhere.
Yeah, it made me sad. Do you know the first song I ever sang at a performance was Beauty and the Beast?
Ah, but it's not See My Vest.
Time. I was like 10. True as it. Thanks, Mrs. Gilmore.
Yeah, shout out to Ruth if you're listening.
Anyway,
It wasn't Castle on a Cloud. I feel sorry for anyone judging.
There is a castle on a cloud.
I feel sorry for anyone judging like a 13 and under
Yeah.
girl singing a Steadford. The amount of times they must have heard Castle on a Cloud was actually, it might have made it easier to adjudicate. Because
Because they're all the same.
so well.
There is a minus.
Yeah,
Creativity minus.
that without having to look at any sheet music. Imagine your teacher goes, my girl's going to sing Castle on a Cloud. Here's the sheet music.
Don't need it.
Don't
What
need
key
it.
do you want it in?
I know every key. I know every interpretation of Castle on a Cloud known to womankind.
It's also just not a great song.
Girl
like,
kind.
if you... Les Mis, great musical, right?
Yeah.
Castle in a Cloud, worst song. Oh, no, actually.
Also,
Got to pick a pocket. You know, when it's like, got to pick a pocket or two.
Master of the House.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Gotta
don't really
pick a
like
pocket
that.
or twos from
I know. That's also
Master
that's
of
probably
the
the worst
House.
song in a.
Master of the House.
Or maybe it's just the version of Sacha Baron Cohen and
Helena
Helena
Bonham
Bonham
Carter.
Carter doing it.
No,
Master of the House, keep remembering her.
maybe that whole thing is tainted by Russell Crowe.
Actually, I'm going to say something controversial.
Controversial.
Les Mis, the worst song in Les Mis is "Bring Him Home."
It's certainly not a great choice for the gay pub karaoke at 9:30 on a Friday night.
Bring him. Maybe he was sending out a message to someone in the audience, being like, "Take me home," is what he should have said.
The guy that runs that karaoke likes me, not because I'm a good singer, which I am, but because I
choose good songs. Yeah.
Like the other week, there was a song. It was like So it finishes at 12, like the liquor license finishing at 12. Everyone's got to be out of the venue by 1.
That's early.
Yeah. Well, up the road, there's the one that goes till dawn.
Oh, yes.
There was a song, and it was like, that dancey song that just goes, good, it's so good, it's so
Oh,
good.
yeah. I Feel Love by Donna Summer.
It's just that for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Someone did that at 11:45.
No, you just put that on and leave it.
People leave.
No, it's disco. Just leave the music on.
No, but as karaoke, terrible. At 11:45.
Maybe this guy needs to take things off options.
I was going to leave, and so I went up to him and I'm like, I've got 2 left on the list.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. He's like, no, pick one. I need something good for after this one. So I did Somebody to Love by Queen, and he was like, excellent choice. You're definitely on next. And I got pumped right up the list because I wasn't singing a power ballad. It was the night of power ballads.
I'm going to go and sing Giants in the Sky from Into the Woods.
I'm thinking of doing The Impossible Dream from Man of La Mancha. And
I'm
Middle
going to
Brother-
do, we should
Middle
go,
Brother can play on the piano.
we should go and do Circle of Life from The Lion King and do it as the duet, like when we did SingStar. And you do the medley, and I'm just in the back going, fucking hell.
From the
That is still the funniest,
on the planet.
the funniest SingStar memory I
Not
have.
a duet.
Well, anyway.
Listeners, I need to know, right? Some of our listeners might be musicals fans.
Yeah.
We need guy duets.
Well, there's the Princess one from Into the Woods. Well, there would be there's probably a Les Mis one.
Oh, there is the
They
argument song.
swing, like sword fight.
No, there's one between Valjean and Javert.
and some fight thing. Yeah.
And there's the great clip, actually, of Neil Patrick Harris and Jason Segel singing it
Oh, right.
on, like,
Jason Segel.
Jimmy Fallon or something.
Yeah.
So Jason Segel can sing. He's a proper
Yeah.
musician.
Yeah.
And they bonded on the set of How I Met Your Mother over their love of Les Mis.
Right.
And so they used to sing that at each other in breaks on set, and then they sing it at each other. I forget what it's called, but it's Jean Valjean and Javert sing against each other.
Yeah.
I'd much rather listen to Neil Patrick Harris and Jason Segel than Hugh Jackman and Russell Crowe.
I don't really like Hugh Jackman's voice. We have gone way off topic. But anyway.
And Brett's just going to drop that bomb and then move on. I don't like Hugh Jackman's voice.
I don't like Hugh Jackman's voice, but nostalgia, I'm going to give it a... So, anyway, where we started...
Brett388.
I think where we started was...
Endurance. Nostalgia.
Nostalgia. So
2.5.
for me, childhood nostalgia, Beauty and the Beast is a 5, right?
Yep.
So this is probably not a 5.
It's a 2.5.
I'm going to go
for
a
me.
4.
It's not huge for me.
Yeah.
I'm much more nostalgic for The Lion King and The Little Mermaid.
I have nostalgia for getting an Aladdin toy in a Happy Meal.
Do you still have your Mrs. Potts?
No.
Oh.
Remember they had those big, Disney had those big plastic mugs?
They're from Pizza Hut.
Yes, Pizza Hut, yeah.
I had a Taz one, and I
That's
absolutely...
speaking of things that don't exist anymore.
I
Pizza Hut
absolutely
Video Easy.
cracked it and cried when the handle fell off it. The handle broke off it. Yeah, but I cried. I was a little emotional kid.
I think we had I
adult.
probably had a Belle one.
Yeah.
Or a Beast one.
I saw a meme.
Yay!
That was like, Belle didn't know he was a cursed prince. She was prepared to go there while he was a beast.
It was a beast. Stockholm Syndrome.
Stockholm Syndrome, the Disney musical.
The worst part of Beauty and the Beast is when he turns into a prince. And he's just like, and he turns around and there's this like shot of him and it's like, oh, that's a weird shot.
Is that it? You're not as hot as Aladdin.
No. Right. So
I have nostalgia for having a childhood crush on a Disney prince for the first time.
you probably did. That's probably why you gave Fern Gully some nostalgia.
My heart stopper moment is Aladdin. 2.5.
Okay. And mine's a 4.
Impact is the eye of De Niro.
So
Don't worry, folks. We're pushing through. We're going to get there.
Yeah. Impact, the movie its solo itself, I wouldn't say it has a lot of impact. Or is it because it was like one of those first Disney movies that had like a celebrity
Well, so
voice?
it was a big part of the Disney's 90s renaissance.
Yeah.
So Disney from here, this was the top grossing film of 1992.
Correct.
Lion King was the top grossing film of 1993, and they both won Oscars.
Yeah.
So this is a big part of Disney's renaissance in animation, rather than just, Snow
and Beauty and the
Snow
Beast.
Dogs and whatever.
Yeah.
So I know Snow Dogs was later, but they were doing that shit in the 80s.
And I'll Be Home for Christmas.
Yeah, they were doing that shit in the late 80s, and then they were like, no, we're an animated studio, let's do it. It's interesting you mentioned the celebrity thing. So it's 30 years of Aladdin, so there's all been entertainment writers that have nothing else to do, go and rehash old shit.
Yeah.
This was an article, and it was like, Robin Williams ruined animated films. And I'm like, okay, that's a clickbait.
That's clickbait, yep.
But you got me.
Yeah.
And the point
Hook,
was
line, and sinker.
that up until this point, animated films were voice actors,
Yep.
right? And then Robin Williams was cast in Fern Gully, but that was minor. People didn't really notice it.
Yes.
Even though it's great.
Yeah.
Then Robin Williams is in Aladdin, and he is a huge part of how good the movie is.
Yes.
Gilbert Gottfried was mentioned in this article to a lesser extent. Because Robin Williams was a full Hollywood full actor cast in an
Yes.
animated movie, it started what has now resulted in Frozen
Yep.
not having a single voice actor in it.
Yeah. They're
Kristen
all
Bell
yeah.
and
Adele Dazeem.
Adele Dazeem.
Yep.
I forgot her real name. All I had in my head was Adele Dazeem, Idina Menzel, and Kristen Bell being cast instead of people like Lea Salonga, who are voice actors. And so this, in terms of impact, is the turning point that goes from voice actors to movie actors, like Chris Pratt being Super Mario, which people are saying is problematic. But I haven't looked at the trailer, so I can't comment.
Apparently the trailer is he's not like, it's a me, Mario. It's like, hey, it's me, Chris Pratt.
Yeah, you couldn't be. It's a me. That's problematic.
Yeah.
That's probably more problematic than
Hey,
Chris
yippee,
Pratt
yippee.
playing Mario
Yeah.
and
And
Luigi,
Luigi Mario. And I think Luigi's played by somebody white as well.
The mains are white, but the general cast, I think, is diverse.
Yeah,
More
like-
diverse than people that just focus on Luigi
Like
and Mario. are.
Bowser's like Keegan-Michael Key or something, probably.
Yeah.
I was joking, but that might actually be right.
That could work. No, but I don't think Bowser is really like quirky and weird enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Bowser isn't Keegan-Michael Key. And we're on record as saying Keegan-Michael Key can only play Keegan-Michael Key.
Keegan-Michael Key is Toad. That's even funnier.
That makes sense.
Charlie Day is Luigi.
Okay.
Jack Black is Bowser.
Oh, yeah.
And Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong.
They're very white, actually.
Who's Yoshi in this? No. I don't know who Charles Martinet is, but he's got a thing, but no character. Anya Taylor-Joy is Prince. There you go.
Princess Peach.
What did I say? Prince.
Prince.
Princess Peach.
All right.
All right.
We had a technical difficulty, so we made another drink. Cheers.
Cheers. It looks a different colour.
That's a horse of a different colour.
I love the feathers, Helen. What's the... I miss Mo.
Fabulous, June. I love the feathers.
All right. Impact.
So
okay.
that's my impact, is that people have said that Robin Williams ruined animation.
I don't think it ruined animation.
It certainly didn't.
It just changed how people cast animated movies.
Because
Then in The Lion King,
You
it
wouldn't
was
get James
L.
L.
Jones,
yeah,
Jeremy Irons,
and Beyonce.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Nathan Lane and whoever does Pumbaa.
Whoopi Goldberg doesn't do Pumbaa.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the
The
hyenas.
hyena.
It's Nathan Lane and it's someone. And they did it on Broadway together
Right.
in between the producers.
Hank Azaria.
No. He doesn't do voices anymore, does Hank?
So yeah, overall impact, it's like the Disney Renaissance had an impact on cinema, but this is part of it, but not its sole thing,
Okay.
is my thoughts on it.
Well, I think in terms of impact, I'm going to give it 1.25 points for the Disney Renaissance contribution.
Okay.
Because let's say there's 4 movies,
Yep.
Disney Renaissance, right? So then we take that 4, then we divide it by 4.
So that gives it each movie a 1.
Yeah, but 1.25.
Okay.
Because I think it's a little bigger than... Oh, no, they're all pretty...
I'm going to give it a 2.5.
And then I'm going to give it a contribution for the celebrification of it. So I'm going to give it a 2.75.
2.75. Alrighty.
all I have to
Well, impact, I have to say.
Oh, you do?
There is no Family Guy episode on it, but there's a generous bunch of references.
There's lots of references.
There is a bad one where it's a newish episode, and Brian's on hold with a telemarketer who's in India.
Yeah.
And then falls in love with this woman on the phone, and so goes to India
Yep.
and meets her, and Stewie goes along for
Does
some
he
reason.
travel by plane,
I think so.
like in Indiana Jones?
Yeah, and then Stewie gets there, and they go to this Indian party, and they're dressed up.
Yep.
Oh, you look snazzy. He goes, this is just an Aladdin costume. The other one is there's a couple of references where it's this thing you go, oh, we should outlaw straight-to-video Disney movies.
Oh, like Return to Jafar.
And he goes, Jafar, Aladdin, the first one is Aladdin 4, Jafar may need glasses. And it's him who goes, number 1, number 2, number 2, number 2, number 3. Do you need to see it again? Yep. No, anyway. And then my favorite one is, and now I'm back to Aladdin 5, Jafar answers the census. And he goes, and how many, and what is your job? Sorcerer. And how many people live in your castle? Does the parrot count? Yes. Okay, then 2. And would you answer yourself as, would you identify yourself as straight or gay? He's like, do I really need to answer that question? Why don't I understand? It's on the thing. It's like, oh, I don't know. I pass. Anyway, so there's a few. There's also one very bad one where like Quagmire falls in love with some woman, and then there's like this clip of movie references of couples falling in love,
and
blah blah blah.
montagey things.
Yeah,
Yep,
montage.
yep.
That's the word. And then it's Quagmire is Aladdin and the woman is Jasmine
Yep.
flying through Baghdad on the carpet, right? And then it's just like bombs going off and stuff. So it's not quite appropriate, but that's a bit of impact. Obviously, it did have the live action remake.
Yep.
And then it did have an actual sequel of The Return of Jafar, which went straight to
And
video.
then there was a Aladdin 3. That I
Son
can't
of
remember the name
Aladdin
of.
or something?
No,
I'm going to look it up.
Aladdin the King or something. So, here's
Aladdin
something.
and the King of Thieves.
Yeah, which has Aladdin's dad in it.
Aladdin and the King of Thieves is a 1996 American direct-to-video animated musical fantasy adventure film. God, that was a sentence. Produced by Walt Disney Television Animation.
Yeah, so it went straight to the Disney Channel.
Gilbert Gottfried's in it.
Apparently, it's got Aladdin's dad in it.
It has the same
Robin
cast.
Williams came back for that. Yeah, so interestingly, right, we said Hank Azaria. There's a little bit of a connection between Hank Azaria and the Aladdin franchise. So,
Yeah.
Robin Williams took the minimum amount of money, right?
For Aladdin.
For Aladdin, because he just wanted to do it. And we spoke in our Fern Gully episode about how they didn't want him to do Fern Gully.
Yep.
But he's like, no, I'm doing Fern Gully. Anyway, they promised not to use him. He said, don't use me in any of the promotion.
Yep.
I don't want people to come and see this movie to see Robin Williams. I want
Okay.
people to come and see this movie.
We're not going to see him, but yeah.
Yeah. But then they did in all sorts of things. They used his voice in ads and they used his voice in merchandise. So he essentially signed away his voice to Disney for this movie. So then when they were doing Aladdin 2 Return of Jafar, he said, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So they got Dan Castellaneta to do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got Homer Simpson
Homer Simpson.
to voice the genie for Aladdin 2 Return to Jafar. Do you want to know what the Disney Corporation sent something to Robin Williams to apologise? They sent him a Picasso. An original
What the fuck?
Picasso.
That's dumb. Just send me money.
Worth like $1 million. But then they were like, Robin Williams was like, this actually really is not suiting. Well, this is what the Wikipedia article said, right? Robin Williams didn't like it because it didn't suit the rest of his home decor.
Yeah, no, I doubt that.
Because it was a Picasso self-portrait in the style of Van Gogh,
Okay.
which is odd.
Yeah.
And so Robin Williams was like, nah. But then they did a whole lot of other things and made it up for him. So Robin Williams came back for
For
3,
the third one.
King of Thieves.
Wow.
But yeah, Dan Castellaneta was the voice of the genie.
Jason
in 2
Alexander is in it as well.
as Iago, because Gilbert
As
Gottfried wouldn't.
Abysmal. I don't know. Abysmal. So anyway, so I'm going to
Impact.
have Impact to 3
Okay, you've upped it because of the Family Guy.
because of the Family Guy
references.
factor.
Rewatchability
Okay.
is the R of De Niro.
I mean, it's very rewatchable.
I've watched it lots of times.
I've watched it lots of times.
It was one of my go-tos, end of term, can't be fucked teaching. Here, kids, put a video on. And they liked it because it's full on. Like, there's no downtime.
Not really, no.
There's a lot going on. Songs and action and lava, molten gold,
Yeah.
flying, love songs.
It's like, but also, I was like, is there too many, like, gag characters? Like the genie can do whatever he wants, turn into whatever he wants. There's the rug that is alive, the carpet, rug.
What they
There's Abu that's a not talking monkey. There's Raja, you know what I mean?
there's
There's almost, as in like Disney movies, you always need
an Olaf.
an Olaf or the horse entangled, some kind of
yeah,
animal thing that is the friend.
yeah.
Is there too many in this?
No.
Okay. the most
Would you like me to expand?
No, the most unwatchable thing about the movie is Gilbert Gottfried's voice.
Yeah.
Aladdin!
Gag
That was bad.
character. What they could do, because Carpet is essentially a silent movie character.
Yes.
So good, the emotion, the communication,
And they even claps with its tassels.
little clappy tassels. Show me some tassel, yo.
Yo, my man.
And the voice, clearly says, it's like Scooby Doo. Clearly says words, Abu.
Oh, yes.
Actually says no words. The only,
To the point that there is someone credited as being Abu's voice.
who's also the voice of the
Raja?
flamingo?
No.
And Raja or
The
something.
Cave of Wonders.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure they were the same voice.
I was going to say the voice of the carpet, but the carpet doesn't have a voice, as
We were just talking about.
silent movie character. But what the it's like
Frank Welker.
Abu is like what they do with R2D2 in Star Wars. The emotion and the communication,
Yeah.
even though we as an audience never know the words that he's saying, R2 or Abu, we know what they're saying.
Yes.
We know their emotion
You
just
don't-
from
yeah.
noises. And we know the emotion of Carpet just on their movements. Rewatchability is high.
Rewatchability is high as well, is because I said before, like, you can't quite keep up with everything that the genie's saying. So each time you rewatch it,
Yeah.
you get something else that you missed the other time. But also re-listenability to the songs.
I can show you the world.
Prince Ali is a good song. I like Prince
Should
Ali.
I sing that at karaoke?
Yeah, with a duet partner.
No. Not A Whole New World, Prince Ali.
Oh, Prince
'Cause
Ali,
then I can
fabulous,
say-
he Ali Ababa.
Fabulous June, I love the feathers.
And I can come on at the end and go, Prince Abubu.
Now you can sing the Prince Ali reprise of Jafar.
Jafar.
You know when he
Prince
sings at the end?
Ali, you're a dumb I can't remember he says, but it's
Prince
funny.
Ali, and then he zaps him 3 times, and then he gets his abs out, and then Jasmine's like, "Oh yeah, he's fucking hot.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
right.
care about the law.
Yeah. Fuck the law. He's hot.
He's hot even out of that hat with the huge fucking feather on it that he stole from his own peacock.
Yes. Weird.
Fabulous, Jude. I love the feathers.
I was going to say stop saying the same thing over and over again, but I lost count of how many times I've said, a Prince Abubu.
That's the drinking game for this episode.
Prince Abubu.
You sip every time.
Because
Brett
it's so
says-
easy to say as an old gay man. Prince Abubu. Rewatchability for me is a 4.
Rewatchability is a 4.25 for me.
Abubu. 4.25.
Fabulous, June. I love the feathers.
Jesus Christ. Quotability is going up and up and up. We only gave it a 1. You only gave it a 1.5 for quotability.
Well, if I ever see a crowd of peacocks in a parade,
If you ever commentate the grand final parade, there won't be feathers in it.
actually 2 drinks, rainbow popcorn, not 2 drinks cinema, rainbow popcorn's been hired to commentate World Pride Parade next year in Sydney. Fabulous,
June, I love the feathers.
There'll be lots of travelling gays.
There'll be lots of travelling gays there, yes.
All right, this is getting out of hand.
Okay, anyway, so overall, Lee, any final remarks, comments?
Yeah, that's it.
I mean,
Really?
we've said a lot.
Actually, I have one more question.
Does the genie, I'm going to...
Yeah.
You know how, because of the way that the genie then is Robin Williams, does that then increase, then it was like, oh, well, because a lot of the stuff he does and says, kids don't get.
Yeah.
And that's what, animated films are like now. You know what I mean? It's like
yes.
Shrek, there's all these references and you have to almost make a kid's movie, but you have to have a certain amount of references for the adults.
Yeah, is that an impact?
Well, yeah, I don't know.
The
It
thing
was
about
just a general remark.
the thing about that though is the way Robin Williams delivers it and the way it's animated is funny for kids.
Yes.
So seeing the genie
Change.
from
Yeah.
Genie to Jack Nicholson
To Pinocchio.
to was in an outtake Mickey Mouse to Richard Nixon is funny for kids to see that and to hear the different voices. But as an adult, you get the references and it's funny.
Yep.
I think so, because certainly Sebastian didn't do that in The Little Mermaid. There's even a Sebastian as a cameo. Crabella King. When they do that, Sebastian clamps his hand and fingers. Yeah. Under the sea,
Jasmine only gets the one song.
Whole New World.
Yeah.
It's not a song-heavy movie.
No, but all of them are good.
Every song's a hit.
Yep. But also, Aladdin is the genie's master,
Yes.
right? Then Jafar gets the lamp.
Yep.
Then he becomes then he has 2 masters at once. It doesn't
No.
reset.
It's paused while someone else.
So if I'm the genie's master,
Yeah, if you're
right,
Colonel Hogan,
and I've
not
got
Colonel Hogan,
yeah.
that's Hogan's Heroes. Whoever what's his Major?
Major.
Not Major Tom. That's marijuana. Anyway, continue.
If I have, and I do 2 wishes and go, hey, do you want 3?
yeah, doesn't reset.
So then if it comes back to me, I've still only got the 1.
Yeah.
Confusion, right? But also when they do this quite intense thing of trying to drown Aladdin alive
Yep.
and tying up the rug, quite brutal.
He's sleeping with the fishes. That's
They
a
chuck
Simpsons
the
reference.
lamp with him.
I don't think they know he had the lamp.
Oh, it was in his hat.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That
Okay.
answers my question. Because I was like, wouldn't you just keep the lamp?
Genie totally cheated. He said, I can't give you a cheat on this one, but then his head falls
But then he
and
cheated.
nods. It's
Yeah.
cheating.
But hey, he got his freedom. So that's
Also,
fine.
you mentioned the ocean. It's a desert.
Yeah, I don't know where they went to the ocean.
There's also fresh fish in the market.
Yeah, I don't know. Are they near the Dead Sea?
It's like
I don't know. I don't do geography.
if you're a fat American, when you go to Las Vegas, you go nuts for lobster.
Okay.
And I'm like, you're in fucking Las Vegas. It's a fucking desert. That lobster is at least 3 days old by the time it gets to Las Vegas
yeah.
from Maine.
That's why it's cheaper than...
If you're going to get lobster, go to Maine.
Or go to fucking... I
Go to
know what you
Maine.
did last summer, town.
Go to Maine,
Or they just have fish.
write a Stephen King book, eat a lobster.
Eat a lobster. Jessica Fletcher can sell the thing. Oh, Angela Lansbury.
Pour
Pour
one
one out.
Not the lemon juice. She wasn't a tart. That's all I had to say. Aladdin is the
Overall-
hottest Disney prince because he's hot and
He's a
he
nice
helps
guy.
kids and he can sing.
Oh, he'll be a good prince.
One jump ahead of the
Sultan?
law man.
Prince?
Is he a sultan or is a prince escort? Consort.
Prince escort.
Like Prince Philip. Varley.
Well, if she becomes a sultan...
Sultana.
Sultana, right? I think he would become sultan.
Sultan escort.
That's why.
Consort.
That's why she has to marry a prince. So then he becomes a sultan
But
above
then
her
he becomes more powerful. He goes from
Yeah.
street rat
to a sultan.
to a sultan
Yeah.
in the space of 2 hours.
Yeah,
Or
because he's
2
a man.
days. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Except, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
You've got a few things in your other notes.
Oh, I think it's just random things that Abu gets very jealous of Jasmine.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's just I wrote a lot of.
That's a
Oh no,
classic.
Aladdin just isn't phased by shit. No, he's like street rat, and then he goes to the Cave of Wonders, and he's just like, yeah, all right. This is a magic cave. He's just like, this is normal. Go in.
No, but he's
not
also
scared.
like, my life's pretty shit.
But then it's like, oh, a magic carpet. Hi. Not like, oh, weird. That's a thing. He's just like, yeah, magic carpet's a normal thing that I should expect to see in a cave.
Well, you know what? He's probably 14 in the story.
Yeah, it's true.
So kids at that age still have an imagination.
Yeah.
They're not jaded like us.
Yeah. Okay.
Overall,
Okay. Fair.
jaded. Yes. I'm giving it a 4.25 overall. No, I'm not. I'm giving it a 4
Okay, well, I'm going to give it a 4 as well.
because I feel like 4.25 is getting close to what I gave The Castle and Kill Bill. And
Oh,
things
right.
like
Okay.
that.
Right.
4 overall.
Alrighty.
All right. Let's give
So,
an overall score.
The Archie Q De Niro score overall is 56.25.
That's very good.
That is very good and puts it in second place
Oh, behind Goldmember.
behind Gone with the Wind.
Oh, okay.
And then the next, so it goes Gone with the Wind 62.75, Aladdin 56.25, Goldmember 51.5.
I'm going to put something out there to the listeners,
Yeah.
okay? For 2023, because now we're in the start of November,
Yes.
all right? For 2023, I want to see if a listener can find a movie that is going to score highly in all of our categories.
All right.
So regular
So it's
listener...
it's going to make Lee cry, horny.
No.
Everybody gets drunk.
Yep. That's the challenge.
Our nostalgic for us.
To our regular listener, Katie Lee,
To Katie Lee.
find us a movie that you think is going to score highly on the Archie Q De Niro scale. Here's the challenge. If anyone finds a movie that gets over 75 on the Archie Q De Niro out of 100,
Yep. Free
we'll
merch.
have them a guest on the episode.
Oh, yeah. To
Okay.
talk about said movie.
All right? There's your challenge. Because what's our highest? 67.
60, whatever I said. 62. Yeah. Not that great, really.
All right, let's 56 point something for Aladdin.
Yeah, very
Let's
good
take
score.
a break and we're going to do some Google reviews.
To drink cinema.
We are back.
Okay, Google reviews.
Okay,
I'm unprofessionally reading them off my phone.
Struggle. Right?
On
It has
Google?
on Google. It has a 4.7 out of 5. So there are no 1-star reviews on Google that people wrote.
There's a 1-star rating,
Yeah.
2 1-star ratings, but no reviews.
It has an 8 out of 10 on IMDb. Again, there is one 1-star review.
On the, it has like an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
That's huge.
I just don't get why people love this movie. It was horrible.
Oh,
The story is terrible. The characters weren't likable, none of them, and it doesn't do any good messages at all. It doesn't have any good. It doesn't have good messaging. I'm diamond in the rough. No, anyway, doesn't have good characters. It was just bad. But however, the music isn't horrible. I just don't like them as much, and most of the songs I didn't even care about. This film is just a piece of garbage, and I don't get why everybody loves it. It's just a dumb movie. There was not one thing that I liked about this movie. I didn't like the characters. I didn't like the story. I didn't like the songs, the animation, the jokes. No one was likable in the movie. The main character tries to be someone else instead of being himself, which made the movie unwatchable for me. And at the end, it's supposed to be a happy ending. Yay. No, this movie's horrible. I don't understand why it is considered one of the best Disney movies ever made. It is just really bad. I've never seen a Disney movie so bad as Aladdin, next to The Nightmare Before Christmas and Oliver and Company. Stay away. It's overrated. The music's bad, the animation's bad, the characters are bad, the plot is bad. There's nothing to like about it. And it's just way overrated for its own good. Jesus.
wow.
Johnny Man 68540. Wow.
This is a 5-star review
God, that was brutal.
from Classic Boxing Matches.
Oh, I will say, right, there is a message behind it.
Diamond in the rough.
It's what's on the inside that counts.
Yeah, but also he bees himself
Yeah.
in a
and then,
fancy costume and she falls in love.
Yeah.
When he acts like a Prince La-di-da, she doesn't love him.
She doesn't love him. But
When
when,
he acts
he's
like
himself,
himself-
and at the end chooses his words and does the right thing, then she's like, oh, fuck, I do love you still.
No, but even when he's in the fancy prince outfit
Yes.
with the hat with the oh fabulous June, I love the feathers in it. When he's himself, even in that costume, she loves him.
Yes.
This 5-star review is by Classic Boxing Matches.
Okay.
Quote, trouble? No way. You're only in trouble if you get caught. Aladdin. Aladdin, a common street thief, falls in love with a princess but is unable to marry her. He befriends a genie in a magic lamp to help him win her over, but ends up caught in the middle of a dangerous scheme by the evil sorcerer Jafar. Okay, that's what the movie's about.
Yeah, I don't like, I've said this before.
Yep.
Don't need it.
I may have a slightly biased opinion as I grew up on this film and had it on VHS, which I watched to death, but Aladdin is arguably my favourite Disney animated movie of all time, or least equally favourite alongside Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
Aladdin has bright,
I didn't write
colourful
this
animation,
review.
fantastic voice acting, and an engaging story with extremely likeable characters, the opposite of what your mate said.
Yeah.
I'm not a musical fan generally, even though his favourite Disney movies are musicals, but every song in this film is contagious and you can't help but sing along. The general plot is your usual Disney princess and prince love story, but with the inclusion of an evil sorcerer, a tiger, a monkey, a genie, a flying carpet, a talking parrot, hidden treasure, and angry guards, it will appeal to a larger audience, even those who don't like love stories. Final verdict. Aladdin is one of the best, if not the best, Disney films ever made, and it looks absolutely stunning in 4K. I didn't think 2D hand-drawn animation could look this good and clear. The songs, the story, and the pacing are all perfect. There is nothing dull here, just pure enjoyment and heart.
Oh.
Oh,
I found a 3-star review is the next lowest review on IMDb, right? They did the same thing where they gave a paragraph of what is the plot.
Okay,
Right?
let's
so
not do that.
skipped that.
We're going to run out of time.
I have never cared much for this film, for Disney in general, to be honest, at least not since the early 80s. I think Robin Williams was the only selling point for me, and he's rather annoying here, as he did most of his lines ad-libbed. Oh, well, have you met Robin? Fuck. I found the story to be rather boring, as we'd all seen Aladdin in other movie versions throughout the years. This is the only thing I agree of what he says, this next sentence. Gilbert Gottfried is perhaps the most annoying human being alive, and we have to put up with him here as the parrot. The movie is flawed through and through. I do like the colour and production value and the fact they use CGI and 3D effects along with their standard animation. I hated the stupid songs. I hate corny songs in Disney films and could have appreciated the film had it not been so over the top and kid-like. It could have aimed, I know, right? It could have aimed a bit at kids and adults alike and been more likable. But who am I kidding? The movie was a huge success. It just isn't my thing. Nice attempt and good for kids, I suppose.
Nice attempt.
Nice attempt.
From the world's biggest entertainment company.
Nice attempt, Disney. Try harder next time.
Good on you. Keep having a go, though.
Yeah.
They're worth a fucking multi-billion dollars. They own Star Wars and Marvel.
I could have appreciated the film if it hadn't been kid-like. I could have appreciated this kids' film if they haven't tried to get it so likable for kids.
If I took the nieces to Minions and came out and said, it's a bit too kid-like.
I would have preferred more adult jokes.
Yeah, but it's just a movie made for kids.
Yeah.
I would let you slap me. I love Batgirl.
Keep Steve Carell's name out of your mouth.
I love Batgirl says this. Lots of capitals. Best Disney movie ever. Jasmine is my fave Disney princess. And third overall princess, brackets. Wonder Woman is a princess, so is Unikitty, but not Disney. Genie is the funniest character of all movies and shows. I can't believe Disney managed to get Aladdin and the Wonderful Lamp to be a funny kid Disney musical movie that would be my favourite Disney movie and second movie overall. My first is Tom and Jerry 2021.
Her favourite movie is Tom and Jerry.
Yep.
Oh, God.
When I watched the remake Aladdin for the first time, I was like, this movie good. But I never really watched the original. I was going to watch remake again, but watched original instead, and I was like, why did I never see this before? Then I discovered to remake changed lyrics and personalities, and Genie not funny. Original is awesome. Now I hate the remake and regret ever liking it. Because I love the original. I love the songs, the story, the characters, the comedy, and the love.
Oh.
Oh, you saved my life. Let's marry, though I just met you. And she is weird and cringy. She's actually really cool. And why does this only have rating of 90, but remake has 91?
What?
I know. It's just a hot mess of a review, and I love it.
God.
I love that she says, then I discovered, oh no, I hate the remake and regret ever liking it.
God.
All right. Oh, jeez, I just threw away my phone.
Threw away your phone.
It's the end of this segment.
Oh.
What are we doing next, brother?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know what?
Titanic. All right. How do we get 6 degrees
No.
from Aladdin
Do
to
I want to do
Titanic?
Titanic?
We have to. It's
All right. This movie was released on the 19th of December, 1997. And
I'll let you go.
and it grossed to $2.2 billion from a $20 million budget.
It's so much money. 20 million is not as much as I thought it would cost.
$200 million.
Oh, okay, that's better.
Have you got it yet?
Yeah,
I'll
I've got
keep
it.
going. It was directed by James Cameron. Any
Terminator
hints?
3.
Stars Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet.
Okay. The Beach 2. Terminator.
Terminator 4.
Terminator 4.
Terminator
The Beach.
Salvation.
It's Titanic.
It's Titanic. We may as well. We've been talking about it for so long. Let's just fucking get it
But
out of the
also,
way.
right, it's November of 2022. I've seen celebrations of so many movie anniversaries, but not Titanic.
Well, because it's being overshadowed by Avatar 2.
But that looks shit.
Well, they reckon, right, that they'll re-release Avatar in cinemas.
Yeah.
And so it will end up grossing over $3 billion.
Re-release this in 5 years' time, Titanic.
Do Titanic 2?
No, just...
Well,
You
No,
can't.
you can't.
Because the fucking, spoiler, boat sinks.
The boat sinks and he dies.
Even though he didn't need
Ew,
to.
there was
So
room on
much
that
fucking
thing.
room on that door.
All right. There you go.
I reckon I could fit Aladdin, Jasmine, and the Sultan on that door.
I reckon I could have fit fucking Kate Winslet, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Kathy Bates on there.
Hoo-ah.
I'm not saying she's fat.
Not Billy Zane. Fuck Billy
Nah,
Zane.
fuck
off.
Billy Zane. You. What is that insult she has in it? I always remember it. You intolerable bastard or something.
Oh,
she
yeah.
says.
He's an asshole.
That
though.
was a great.
That's just him picking up where he left off in Back to the Future as one of Biff's
Oh yes.
offsiders.
I was like, what?
What do I remember about Titanic?
I remember watching it
Song.
many times. My best friend, when this came out,
Yeah.
was obsessed. Well, she was a girl in the 90s.
Okay,
So she was obsessed with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yep.
So I watched this, I don't know however many times. I remember watching it. You remember when we went on our trip around Australia?
Yeah.
And we got that day that was like, obviously we'll try sell you some fucking timeshare thing.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, Dad was like, we're not going to buy anything, but we'll go because they'll take us in a limo.
No, because what it was they like found the adults and they were like, come on this boat ride up the river of Townsville or Gold Coast or something.
Yeah.
And Mum and Dad knew that it was selling a timeshare they weren't going to buy.
Yep.
But the offer was it included lunch and it included a boat ride up the river in the Gold Coast or Brisbane, wherever we were.
Yes.
And it included a day the kids go to a kids club.
Yeah.
And they'd been in the car with us for 2 months by then. So
Yeah.
like,
I'm like, get them away from us.
if you take the kids for 3 days, I'll buy the fucking timeshare. So they threw us off into the fucking Nintendo 64 room
Yep.
and they just went on a boat cruise. And we watched Titanic that
I
night.
remember watching Titanic. I remember in this room
Yeah.
with other children sitting there watching Titanic.
It's not a kids' movie.
No. But it was like, how can I distract these children for 3.5 hours?
True, it is long. We must have had an intermission. It was 1999. All we literally needed was GoldenEye.
All we needed was Nintendo 64.
That could have been the
That's
day.
all I need still to this day.
They could have been just bought 5 Nintendo 64s and there you go, entertain 20 kids straight
You
away.
could have even bought a Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Or fucking, I don't know what else we did. Game Boy.
2 Game Boys, 2 64s, done.
And apparently
Titanic.
Not Aladdin, funnily enough.
Good song.
Good song.
Leo's good. Kate's good. Love.
The connection is that both Aladdin and Titanic won Best Original Song. Done.
Okay.
No.
6 degrees. 6 degrees from Titanic to Aladdin.
Yeah.
All right. I've got nothing to write with.
Okay, we'll think it out loud. Aladdin stars Robin Williams, who was in Good Will Hunting with Matt Damon, who was in The Departed with Leonardo DiCaprio, who was in Titanic.
That's very good.
There you go.
I was trying to do it a little bit more obscurely.
Oh.
Was Samuel L. Jackson in Extras? He was in an episode of Extras.
And so was Kate Winslet. Is that
So
what
was
you're going to
Kate
tell
Winslet.
me?
So I'm going Kate Winslet
Was he?
to Ricky Gervais. Look it up.
Okay.
Kate Winslet to Ricky Gervais to Samuel L. Jackson to Leonardo DiCaprio. Done. I do this every time and I just loop it back to the same shit.
Yep. How do I...
Don't look it up because it's wrong. Because I just got connected Kate Winslet to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, he was. Kate Winslet, Ben Stiller, Ross Kemp. They're brothers.
They're brothers.
Les Dennis, Samuel L. Jackson, Patrick Stewart. Robin Williams, we've done a lot, was in Mrs. Doubtfire with Sally Field. That's the only Sally Field movie we've done, though. That's when you get to the problem.
Yeah. But then you can go outside of what we've done.
Who was in Forrest Gump with Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks was in Catch Me If You
With Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, there you go. Done.
Robin Williams, Sally Field, Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay.
There's a few
Kathy
options.
Bates.
Kathy Bates, Misery, James Caan, Godfather. I'm just thinking of movies we've done now.
So that's a lot of Photoshop work for me to do to be able to make all these 6 degrees. What did you come up with, listeners?
What did you come up with, listeners?
In our Facebook group each week, we are discussing the 6 degrees. So that's where I post what we've done, and you see if you've come up with something less tenuous or better.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's Aladdin, our second highest movie of the Archie De Niro scale. If you're following along,
Yeah.
well done and thank you. And we are watching Titanic next week.
We are.
I'm
Good
going to
luck.
have to fucking find 3.5 hours.
You should have a plenty. I don't know why I'm saying that.
I had to watch Gone with the Wind, patreon.com/2drinkcinema, in 4 stages.
There is always time for Titanic.
All right.
I'm interested to watch it because obviously it was such a big movie at the time. Everybody thought it was the greatest thing that ever happened.
Yes.
I don't know if it's aged
The
necessarily
greatest
as
thing
well.
since Nosferatu.
Yeah.
The effects will be interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking
All
forward to
those
watching
poor
it.
people.
Oh, those poor Irish people.
We haven't watched too many true story films. Obviously,
Well,
Nosferatu.
is a true story.
Big business.
Big business.
Hocus
A League of
Pocus.
Their Own.
Have you watched Hocus Pocus 2 yet?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk about that maybe off air.
It's all right.
Okay.
I mean, it's Bette Midler carries the movie. Done. Shock. Spoiler alert. She's the best thing about the movie.
Another sequel announced.
Oh, the gays went wild.
Sister Act 3.
Jafar woke up and went, oh, God.
Sister Act 3, Back
Oh.
in Black.
Back in Black with Bet and Whoopi,
But still also...
And Kathy
Najimy, the girl.
the girl.
And Dame Maggie Smith still in it.
Yeah, and apparently I saw a thing today, I think it was, that Whoopi Goldberg wants Keke Palmer, Lizzo, and Nicki Minaj to be in it.
I want
I would love to see Nicki Minaj as a nun.
Lauryn Hill in it.
Yeah, she's just disappeared off the face of the planet.
Because
though.
apparently the story is Whoopi Goldberg's daughter gets into trouble.
Keke Palmer could so be Whoopi
I
Goldberg's
think
daughter.
she is.
Yeah.
I think Keke Palmer's playing Whoopi Goldberg's daughter who gets into trouble, so she has to go back to the nunnery/convent, where Bette Midler is the
Take
mother
thee to a
superior.
nunnery.
Bette Midler is the mother superior.
Yeah.
It's going to be epic.
God, the gays are gone wild.
That's so going to be on Rainbow Popcorn as a camp
Yeah.
classic
Yeah.
in 2023.
In 2023, when it comes out, it would automatically be a
Instant
camp classic.
All right, that's enough. Rainbow Popcorn episodes are coming out, so make sure you get over to that. Make sure you subscribe to this feed. Head over to the Rainbow Popcorn Pod on the socials and 2 Drink Cinema on the socials. Titanic is next week.
Yes.
Thank you, Brett.
Thank you, Lee.
Fabulous, June. I love the feathers.
Prince Abubu.
Thanks for listening to another episode of 2 Drink Cinema.
Cheers.
Cheers.
2 Drink Cinema!